While we are waiting for Councilman Gutierrez and Councilman Mears to arrive, we are going to go on and get started. Rodney, are we on? Okay. Miss Randy, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. This is the roll call for the October 20th, 2025 work session. Mayor Butler,
Present.
Councilmember James, Councilmember Gunn,
Here.
Councilmember Gutierrez, Councilmember Akins Wells,
Here.
Councilmember Mears. Let the record reflect Councilmember Mears is not in attendance. Mayor Butler, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. The agenda. Let's see. Is there anything that the governing body desires to add and or delete from tonight's agenda? All right, not hearing any. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second? Second. That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there any discussion? All right, thank you. Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James,
I'm sorry, point of order.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Councilwoman
Yes, ma'am.
Gunn wanted to ask something. I wanted to ask something in reference of being I forgot.
Is it about the agenda?
I want to add something to the agenda.
Okay, what is it?
Being in the position of interim, what does that entails as to rights and authority sitting in that position?
As the interim city manager?
City interim city manager, city council person also.
As an interim city council person?
Mhm.
Like council, like elect, if they're elected?
I'm elected, but I have the title of interim city council,
No.
right?
No.
We can. Yeah.
But I still want to address it, that we're in reference to our city manager. What
Okay.
does that entail?
All right, so we'll add that on for discussion.
Mm.
That will be item. Is 7. Discussion on. Okay. So is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda with the addition of item 7, which is a discussion on the roles and responsibilities of the interim city manager and interim positions in general with the city?
Yes.
I'll motion.
All right, that was Councilwoman James. Is there a second? That was Councilman Gutierrez. Is there any discussion?
Like, do you have questions about what the chief's authority is right now? That's your question?
That is my question. What is authority that she carries as interim? What are any restrictions that potentially she has with that word interim until we come into choosing a permanent city manager?
Okay.
And then I guess depending on how, and that's not something for executive session, not as interim level. Okay. So the vote, Miss Randy, please call for the vote.
Councilmember James?
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn?
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilmember Wells?
Yes.
All right, the consent agenda, is there anything that the governing body would like to add or delete from tonight's consent agenda? All right, not hearing anything. Is there a motion to adopt and approve tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman James. Is there a second? Thank you, Councilwoman Gunn. Is there any discussion? Miss Randy, please.
Councilmember James?
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn?
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilmember Wells?
Yes.
All right, thank you. New business, council discussion on a budget amendment for fiscal year 24-25 year-end final amendment, budget amendment and/or transfer CMO and budget revenue adjustment for courts. Background and history. The Finance Department is submitting three budget amendments for council approval. The budget serves as a planning and management tool for city staff, ensuring accurate financial reporting and compliance with budgetary controls. Therefore, amendments are needed to meet operational needs. Budget Amendment 1 is the final budget amendment for fiscal year 2024 and 2025. This amendment is intended to address general ledger line items that exceed budgeted appropriations during normal operations. Budget Amendment 2 serves as a formal request to process a budget transfer and/or amendment within the CMO. What is CMO? City Manager's Office?
City Manager's Office.
Okay. Or the Executive Office to address immediate overages using the salary line. And Budget Amendment 3 is to address the monthly mandated expenditures that courts are required to pay by adjusting the court's revenues to pay the expenses directly. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and Interim City Manager Clements. Just a little bit more in addition to the background. Basically, the Finance Department is submitting these three budget amendments for council consideration and/or approval. The adjustments result from the Finance Department's proactive financial management and quarterly budget review process, which ensures accurate reporting, compliance with budgetary standards, and proper alignment of departmental budgets with operational activity. It's important to note that these amendments do not create any additional budget impact or indicate a financial shortfall. These reflect responsible financial stewardship as the Finance Department continues its quarterly review and forecasting of expenditures to ensure appropriations accurately support ongoing city operations. Just for Budget Amendment 1, the FY 24-25 final adjustment. This amendment finalizes routine year-end activity by realigning existing funds among approved accounts to reflect actual operational expenses and maintain compliance with established budget controls. The second budget amendment for the Chief Executive Office. This amendment authorizes an internal budget transfer within the Chief Executive Office to cover current expenditures using available salary savings. The adjustment remains within the existing departmental budget and has no impact on overall funding levels, meaning that it's net neutral. And Budget Adjustment 3 for the Municipal Court Revenue Alignment. This amendment aligns the municipal court's revenues and expenditures for state mandated payments, allowing those obligations to be paid directly from the corresponding revenue sources. This ensures transparency and proper fund matching. And the request from the Department of Finance is, that you all approve as presented by the Department of Finance, and to please note that these amendments utilize existing appropriations and do not increase the budget.
Thank you. Councilwoman James.
So yes, I do have a couple of questions. In particular, the increase in overtime pay. I know we as council once had a conversation about overtime and trying to cut down the amount of overtime that we are actually being billed and charged for. And I noticed in the reading that you mentioned that the work hours across the 7 days, the flex time wasn't a good schedule. And I'm just trying to determine, how do you all come up with this 31,000 additional in overtime?
Well, basically, it's like, well, I won't say again. Basically, what we did was we took the current quarter average of overtime and then used that average, multiplied it by 3 more quarters, which consist of the second, third, and fourth quarter to get a coverage. So that's just the forecasting that we spoke about. So instead of remedying or let's say dealing with the scar, right, of the overtime being an overage or a negative impact on the budget, we're just forecasting that out.
So did you all take into consideration, the conversation that we had towards the end of the budget year, which reflected around, overtime and how we wanted to try to eliminate that overtime? So I'm sure that there was a lot of overtime that occurred in the first part of the year, that we kind of looked at and said, wait, that's a lot of overtime. And so I'm sure if you averaged it out, you would see that that was a lot of, and that's why that 31,000 comes in there. But I think that we remedied that with our previous city manager when we spoke about realigning our the flex hours.
Right. Now, the Department of Finance, we don't manage nor, how can I say, oversee overtime for any respective department. That responsibility relies on the actual leaders of that department. The information that we see is just
Just
the
the
raw
numbers.
data. So if we're pulling the reports and we're doing our estimates and balancing and trying to forecast out, we can only use the historical data. Now, here's the thing, this is Q1 or quarter 1 budget recommendation. Then we'll have another one in 4 months. So what, October, November, December, so you'll be looking at us again
Right, but I
in
understand this
January.
is just for the executive offices, right? Meaning just what we do as a
Right.
council. And so I would ask that we reconsider not increasing that, because that's a lot. If we need to reallocate and maybe hire a part-time person to do whatever, or maybe even have Chief Clements look into, the allocations of overtime, making sure that we are utilizing that flex time that we came up with before, so that we are not, as a elected official, when folks look and say, hey, my council aide, you're paying your council aide this amount of overtime, it looks badly, in my opinion, on me. So I want the council to kind of we need to either realign how we are paying or what have you, but I'm just not in favor of increasing that by that much.
Councilwoman Gunn?
So this budget is going to be allotted, if approved, to all personnels that put in overtime, right? This is, or
This,
what department is this for?
this is just for the, well, one is for the chief executive office, and then one is for the legislative office. Again, this is just based on the historical data, and then we're just forecasting it out to whereas when we do our budget presentations, the question won't be, well, why is that negative or why is that over budgeted or under budgeted when the expenses outweigh what's budgeted. So this is taking the proactive approach based on the historical information that we have for the first quarter and forecast out to the end of the year. Now, if we need to dial back the amount based upon, I guess, instruction, because we're not in the meetings with staff and why overtime or why not, we just see salaries, overtime, taxes, this and this. We make a recommendation and we bring it to your approval to whereas we stay in line. We're not over budgeted, but a budget is just a guide, if you will. We can always tweak it as needed and as the operation needs. So if next quarter we see, okay, the overtime, or let's use something else, postage or this or that, it's not going to meet or it's severely overfunded, then we can look at other, let's say, expense lines that may be underfunded because of a leak or because of this or because of that, and put funds towards that, to whereas it's not overexpended. This is just a guide. It's not concrete, if you will.
So is this budget is spread for any personnel that does overtime, the 31,
Within
right?
that department, yes.
And this is for the executive. This is particularly for our council aides. Or
Yes.
specifically for our council aides.
Specifically?
Whomever's hourly. Again, I looked at one portion of it, right? But this is for any hourly employee within that department that is eligible for overtime. I'm not looking at who did or what did or this. I'm looking at if overtime was $7,000 in the red, okay, we need to make up that $7,000 and then we need to forecast another seven for the remainder, 7 for 21 for the remainder of the year, if that's the trend. If the trend decreases, all that is just gonna stay there. And then as we come to our final adjustment, we'll use any excess to balance out or net out the budget itself. So it's no, like I said, it's net neutral, meaning I'm moving 10 marbles from this pocket to my other pocket, but I still have 10 marbles in my pants.
Sorry, I understand the relocation of the money and everything. We're not going to go out and sell chicken plates to try.
Right.
Okay, I get that part, but I'm asking you, this is for you, said Mayor, this is for the executive offices, right?
Yes, Chief Clemens, can you chime in, please?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This particular budget amendment for overtime is exactly for the executive office. There is some opportunity for increasing flex time. But again, as Deputy Director Patterson stated, when him looking at the realignment, there could have been some over budget or under budget. So with this amendment, this is just going to bring the budget into alignment.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. Once again, this is a projection, so this doesn't mean we're gonna spend this money. It's just putting the money there in case we need it, so we're not in the red. So thank you for the
Absolutely.
presentation.
Councilwoman Wells?
Yeah, so basically, because I've had a conversation, because I know in the summertime, well, we have events all throughout the year, right? And so the council aides, what they end up having to do is, what is that you just was talking about? They don't get the overtime.
Flex.
Flex time, which is not fair to them and it's not fair to us that actually do things. So when the council aides go overtime because of the events, then they may come in 12 o'clock because they have to flex their time versus getting overtime. So I definitely agree to making this change so that they don't have to do that, because that goes into other things getting done for the mayor and council. Been put on the back burner because they gotta flex their time because they work for the mayor and council. So yeah, I agree, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Um,
Any other questions?
Well, yes, and I guess the wording in here, the inability to implement a flexible work schedule.
That,
Um,
I have updated notes if you want.
Please.
Those are internal.
Well, I was just gonna ask, I mean, I know what it means, but why is it difficult to implement? Why the inability to implement a flexible work schedule? What has been the issue with implementing a flexible work schedule?
Those questions
Well,
wouldn't,
it's-
yeah.
Well, so this item is on the agenda from the finance department based on the numbers that you see.
Yes,
Not from the interim city manager who's overseeing the schedules of the
no.
council aides to try to flex their schedule. So I'm trying to see exactly where the inability is, because
It-
that's what's listed in our book.
Understood. It's just, are they flexing? Are they not? If they were flexing, there wouldn't be overtime. If they were there, that would just be regular salaries. So the question would be, how do we, if the concern is overtime, how do we stop the overtime? If the overtime is fine, you continue. But again, this is just pure data.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, Madam Mayor, Council, thank you. Again, the council aides does have the ability to flex time. I believe with this budget amendment, what it is doing is aligning this particular item, be it over budget or under budget. And Mr. Patterson is speaking to this budget amendment to ensure that alignment. But there is flex opportunities ending the event.
And so given that we have a schedule of events in advance, and every once in a while, there's an event that may come up that's not already scheduled or planned or budgeted for, et cetera. And so are we looking in advance to see what those events are so that they can properly flex their schedule if that is a desire of the governing body?
Most certainly, that's an opportunity.
Gotcha.
That is definitely an opportunity to opine.
Again, this is just based off of what's already happened. And that's coming off of, you know, as Councilwoman Wells said, you know, summer things, this and that. This is a projection, and just like projections, those projections can change with actual data that we review, me personally, daily, and then we meet with department heads monthly, and then that's how we come up with the forecast for the next quarter. So in finance, we're looking at things from like a rear view, right? Because this is what happened. Now, how do we control this from happening down the line with the financial aspect? So in order to stop, let's say, what would appear to be over budgeted or over expended, we just put money there, stop it, and then if we need to reallocate it, we can with your permission and guidance.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
this is not in concrete.
Okay, cool.
Wait, Councilwoman Jacobs.
So, I understand what you're saying. And one of the things, just to be clear, this, amount that we have to kind of move around is due to the retirement of Mr. Clark, right?
I will just say, based upon current, I don't look at employees, I look at numbers. So
Okay.
if I'm running payroll reports and I see, okay, this is here, but then I see there's contracts here, or, like we have to redo something in one of the facilities. It's like, okay, if at this point, if it's supposed to be $100,000 spent, but we're trending $25,000 less because of the lack of whatever,
I understand.
then we can move those
But
funds.
you gave us specific information, so I'm asking you based on the specific information, but that's okay. So I understand completely what you're saying. But one point I would also want to make is, each, director, each leader should make sure that, they're kind of taking a look at their finances and making sure that they're not getting to the place where they're going to be over budget or under budget. And if they are, it kind of has to stop until we should never, in my estimation, go back and try to fix something after we've spent it. We should make sure we fix it before we spend it. And that means that we got to really, each leader has to really look at their, budget. And that includes me, because I have a budget that I have to spend. That's where I am on that. But because we have this overage, and it's not saying that this is what we're going to spend, I'm okay with it. I also want to say that I'm very confident in our staff that we have. And so if we as a council need to revisit, compensation, I'm willing to do that. I just don't want the compensation to be based on overtime.
And finance wholeheartedly agrees.
Councilwoman Wells.
Oh, I forgot what I was trying to say now. So basically what it boils down to is we have we have them flexing. Nobody was overseeing that, right? And so instead of it being flexed, the time being flexed, the employees were making overtime. Is that fair to say?
I would just say overtime was approved based on hours being worked over 40. We don't, honestly, it's not a politically correct answer. I don't look at each and every employee. I run the ADP reports for pay. I update the budget. I review the budget in tandem with Director Wiggins. He has the conversations with the directors, and we
You
put
don't have to
forth
say
from
it,
there.
Jeremy, I see it. Okay, you don't have to say it. So basically what it is that employees were supposed to be flexing and nobody was, and I mean, you can't blame them. You have to blame who was overseeing them. So I get it. Whatever y'all need to do to make it right.
I'm just dealing with the monies.
All right.
That's all. Uh-oh.
Oh, the council aides, to me, they do double time. I mean, I'm always calling, asking, having meetings, with them. And I know with me coming in and, a lot of, added events that was put on the calendar, I'm, I'm just looking at money well spent because I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Don't want to do it. And so, but I understand that it is our job, on this diocese to make sure that we look at the budget and that it aligns and to make sure that we are safe and we have a safety net moving forward. And so, whatever we need to do, but I do want to say they do the work. They ain't standing around the building smoking cigarettes and hiding in the cars. They are out there doing the work and they do a great job and they make us look, good. And so my thing is they're putting in the time. That is on whoever's supposed to be managing them from what I'm sitting up here hearing. So that whoever that is that you?
Since, September 2nd it is. Prior to that, I can't respond to that.
So, that's all. I just want to make sure that gets on the record. I know I put in a lot of extra on the plate, for this city coming, in, but it was very productive for our residents and to add in to the city itself.
All right, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And Ms. Rainey, please let the record reflect that at 6:32, Councilman Mears joined us.
I have it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item 3, council discussion on the information technology hardware surplus. Background and history. Throughout the year, the IT department collects and inventories all IT surplus hardware. This includes outdated computers that have been upgraded, old cell phones, monitors, printers, and other similar devices. We are bringing another list of items to be approved as surplus. The list details the items, their condition, and whether they have any usable life left. We are asking the mayor and council to provide direction on what to do with these items. While most items are recommended to be electronically recycled, some items noted have value that could be added to the employee buyback program or donated to an organization of choice by the mayor and council. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Chief Manager Clements. Yes, so as the agenda item states, we've done another spring cleaning and we've rounded up some excess IT surplus equipment. So we have 2 requests. The first is you should have received a workbook that contains the entire list, and it's got 2 different tabs on it. The first tab has a multitude of different items, computers, printers, old monitors. None of that has any value left to it. We can't really donate it. Most of it is broken. A lot of it's older than I am. It just needs to be electronically recycled. So we have a partner we've worked with that does not charge the city anything. They will come and pick up that equipment. They will recycle it and they will issue a certificate of destruction, which is important for those devices that have city data on them. So we know it was properly destroyed. So the first request is to get those items approved as surplus and also get that request approved to send them off for electronic recycling. The second request is there are 33, I believe it is, cell phones that do have value to them. The oldest being iPhone 7s, the newest being iPhone 13s that have been turned in as we've done cell phone upgrades. So we are looking for or requesting a recommendation from Mayor and Council on what to do with those, whether we donate them to a partner organization or we've done an employee buyback before where employees were allowed to purchase them. So that's the 2 requests is can we recycle the equipment that has no value? And then what would you like us to do with the cell phones that do have value?
Councilwoman James.
I'm in favor of what we, I accept your recommendation for the things that need to be destroyed. Yeah, send them on over. But the phones, I do, think that the employee buyback that we did, I think you all had like an auction or whatever it was. I think that would be a good idea.
Councilwoman Gunn.
No questions.
Councilman Gutierrez.
No questions. Thank you, Josh. You look nice in pink.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Wells
No, thank you.
and Councilman Mears. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Item 4, council discussion to review the number of permitted alcohol licenses allowed per Title IX Licensing and Regulation, Chapter 2 Alcoholic Beverages, Article C Distilled Permits, Retail Package Sales, Section 9-2-52, Maximum Number of Licenses Permitted. Background and history. The city's alcohol licensing ordinance limits the number of wholesale and retail distilled spirits packages sale licenses based on the population. Under the current regulation, a combined maximum of 7 licenses is permitted, with opportunities for additional licenses tied to incremental population growth beyond the threshold of 21,000 residents. Population figures are determined using the most recent data published by the Atlanta Regional Commission or the most recent decennial U.S. Census if ARC data is unavailable. This item is being brought forward for council discussion in response to recent interest from prospective applicants seeking an additional distilled spirits package license. Staff has advised these applicants that the current number of licenses has reached the allowable maximum under existing population figures and that no additional licenses may be issued at this time. In light of this interest, staff is seeking council direction on whether to maintain the current licensing limits or consider potential amendments to the ordinance based on updated population data and broader policy considerations.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Council, Interim City Manager Clemens. As stated, since that time, we have talked to the applicant and we've been able to work out this particular issue. It is correct that the city only allows 7 licenses as maximum. However, in reviewing the licenses that were issued, staff was able to find that there was an error regarding one of the licenses, which opens it up for this particular applicant. So we will have, as per the applicant applying for the last, which is the 7th license, that issue will be resolved. So if it's up to the council whether or not you want to consider expanding beyond the 7 and what that process would be, but at this time right now, the issue at hand has been addressed.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman James? Councilwoman Gunn? Councilman Gutierrez?
No, thank you, but I do have another, if it's another, I mean, it's related, but just I know that we have some type of ordinance related to restaurants being able to sell alcohol if they're near a religious organization. I would like to bring that up, Chief, to talk about that. I think it's a little outdated.
Okay, Councilwoman Wells?
Yes, I actually appreciate it because, again, this business is in my ward and it's been a business in Forest Park for over 20-something years. I honestly don't even see why it was an issue. But I don't think we need to add on to the number of licenses we permit, but I do suggest that we just be a little more business friendly. And knowing what happened to this business, for us to have to go through all of this and contact council members to try to get their business back going, I think it's a little bit disheartening. And it says a lot about the city of Forest Park and how we handle business. So I think we should just consider that. And again, when these people come, when business owners come, when residents come, we should do everything we can to help them and not hinder them, especially people lost jobs. And if you ride down Old Dixie and you see how this building looks now, why wouldn't we want to help them? Why did it have to actually get to this when it's been a business for 20 years? So take that into consideration, please.
Councilman Mears?
I thought we had, it set up some guidelines and rules. I know we had talked about number of churches in certain amount of area and stuff like that. And I thought we had a bounty on it or a number that we could go by. And I don't remember, maybe somebody can help me on that, but I don't, to my recollection, I don't know exactly what that number is. But if we have a stipulation or limitation on the number of churches that we put in the community, we should have a number of, a stipulation on the number of wineries or liquor stores that we've got. I know, best of my recollection, there's at least 7 in the right around the area here. And I just thought that there was a guideline that we could go by that would give us a guideline so that we could determine what to tell y'all to do as far as the license. Does any of y'all remember that?
It is, it's a guideline, it's on the
In
agenda.
the deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it would be up to y'all's discretion if you go by the guidelines of the numbers of so many and so many blocks or miles of each other, then you'll be all right not to go over that limit. I thought we'd already brought that up at one time.
We did, Councilman Mears. The only thing is this place burned down. And so it was making it seem like they were requesting, well, I guess they were requesting a new license, but they were a business that's already existing in the city. And unfortunately, because of the weather, they lost it.
Well, you're not talking about over there where Roy works.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that changes everything around.
Now you change his mind.
No, I just believe that if they've got a license and they're in their division of how many is that's supposed to be in that general area, I mean, I don't see any problem giving it back to him. He's already applied. He's got his grandfather. I mean, should be grandfather.
Should be grandfathered in, right?
Just
If I-
because his
if I
building
may
burnt down,
clarify.
you know what I'm saying?
So there were some incorrect records so it originally read that there were 7 licenses, and then we scheduled a meeting and spoke with them today. It turns out there's only 6 licenses, so they'll be able to apply. And so he was very happy with the result, so we were able to resolve everything
Very
this
good.
morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Item 5, council discussion to enter into a contract with B&W Mechanical Contractors, Inc. and J2 Connect, Inc. for on-call plumbing repairs and maintenance services. Background and history. In 2022, the city entered into on-call contracts with 2 plumbing firms for as-needed plumbing repairs and maintenance service for city-owned facilities. The Department of Public Works requires the continued services of qualified firms to provide on-call plumbing repairs and maintenance services supporting these efforts. Public Works will continue to provide minor plumbing repairs in-house and encourage facility maintenance staff to earn a plumbing license. Request for proposal number 2025 RFP-018 consists of providing as-needed plumbing repairs and maintenance services for city-owned facilities. 4 proposals were received. After the evaluation of technical and cost proposals, the evaluation committee recommends multiple awards to the 2 highest scoring proposals. B&W Mechanical Contractor, Inc. at 1940 Riverside Parkway in Lawrenceville, and J2 Connect, Inc. at 3137 East Fairview Road in McDonough. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Interim City Manager. I'm stepping in for procurement. Our procurement manager fell ill, so I'm just stepping in. What we have before you today is a RFP 018. This is to just renew the plumbing contract that we had in place back in 2022. I just want to let you know they have gone. We had 4 vendors to go through the procurement process. We also had the scoring by the evaluation committee, and we came up with the 2 best candidates, which was mentioned was B&W Mechanical Contractors and J2 Connect. And with that, any questions that need to be answered as far as the contract, anything that's going on with the plumbing, I'll let Director Matthews take it.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council and Interim City Manager. Just to piggyback off of what Director Wiggins said, 2 vendors were selected through the request for proposal process to address extenuating issues that may require a licensed plumber and that will meet code for compliance. We currently have building maintenance staff that will continuously address regular maintenance issues, but anything outside of that extenuates beyond their workload, we will look to the plumbing contractors to address.
Councilwoman James? Councilwoman Gunn? None. Councilman Gutierrez?
Yeah, I heard a committee, but this is not something new outside of our RFP process. Everything, we're still doing the open gov biddings, everything's the same. This is not different, right?
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the committee, like, what is that? It's just,
The committee, that is part of the procurement process where, individuals within the city are selected to evaluate all of the, proposals that's sent in. And they go through and it's a scoring sheet that they have, and the criteria they have to go through. So they go through and score that, and once they, score on the particular, vendors that's soliciting for our business,
yeah.
procurement tallies it up, and then it's also another write-up for, the city manager to, take a look at, and then everything's presented to council.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Wells?
You said so employees are making the decision?
Yes.
Who are the employees? I didn't know that was a part of the procurement process.
As far as, let me see, I just.
Yes.
Greetings, Mayor and Council.
We don't have the evaluator's name, but go ahead.
So pending on the proposal, what Ms. Adams had done is selected some of the directors that are most qualified, or i.e. have the knowledge of the said proposal to be a part of the evaluation committee. So that's what she's done as far as her guideline of how these committees are selected and evaluated. Or, I'm sorry, these contractors.
Okay, so I don't agree with that. And, this is just my opinion. And I guess I've been in politics too long, but I just think certain stuff is a conflict of interest. That's just me. I never knew about that process. I don't know if you know about that?
I knew there's a committee. I just never knew who it consisted of.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay
And
for the
I'm
committee.
sorry, is each committee a different group of people?
Yes, it's used at different,
Or directors.
no, they're not all directors.
Right, so that's what I'm asking. Okay, never mind.
So this particular solicitation was an RFP, whereas vendors solicited a type of service that we would be looking for. And based on qualifications and pricing and history and services, how they were graded.
Seems like to me that's something the council should be doing. That's not something that employees should be doing, but, okay. I digress.
Councilman Mears?
Yeah, I'm a little confused. So, which is anything normal, but, we do our own mechanical work
It's-
up to a level, right? And then,
Sir.
if we have to call in outside help, this is one of the mechanical contractors that y'all are
On-call,
recommending.
The on-call plumbing.
They're only needed when we need them.
But along, you gotta know your stipulations when you're doing that kind of work, and I don't see, any reason why we shouldn't do it.
Well, maybe because it's one reason, because last year, I think we budgeted like 120,000. I think this year, because of, that, we're budgeting only 60,000.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Greetings, Mayor and Council. Just one final comment on that. It is not general employees. It is a standard procedure for the procurement process, and it's usually deputies, directors, or directors.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Question. So, City Council Will says it's something City Council should be doing. Have you guys ever done, has this city ever done that?
Not as long as I've been in this seat.
But we never had a board. That's what I'm trying to understand. When did the directors get to make the decision on who's gonna win a bid? That's what I'm trying to understand. When did that take place?
It likely has always been that way, but I don't think the information was being brought
Well,
to
I
city
wanna see it.
council.
If it's always been that way, I like to see that.
So if you look in your packets, you can see the evaluation criteria and how each evaluator voted.
That's not what I'm talking about.
But
I
I
want to
under,
see when that stipulation was put in place.
okay. And so I will just say, just as a rule of thumb, not just for Forest Park, that's a standard practice for municipalities and local governments to have their own evaluation committee. And it would be a conflict of interest to have a member of council on the committee because they're the ones, you are the ones that would actually vote to approve
Right,
them.
no, I'm not. Okay, I just want to see when, when you said it's normal for, I
Mhm.
just want to see when we adopted it.
Sure.
So, question.
Yes, ma'am.
So once, what I've been seeing, and you guys tell me, just correct me, okay? So, procurement puts in all the information, we come up with the top three, and then at the end of the day, whatever you guys present within the top three, we get all that information to study and look over, and then we, as the diocese, we make a final choice in it. So we really have the
I mean, yeah,
result,
that's true.
end result, as to a voice to it, to say yea or nay.
Absolutely. This, huh?
Usually they just make one deal.
I've never heard of that, and that's why it's concerning to me.
So for
I've never heard of it.
on-demand contracts, there often are more than one just because it is an on-demand request. One may be not available and the other one may be. So I think the city also does that for electrician,
But in the
master
past,
electrician.
Procurement does that. Like, we have more than one procurement person.
Right.
The procurement office did that. You didn't hand it over to directors to,
I think maybe
No,
we
the-
can put this on the agenda for the next meeting when the procurement agent is available and she can address any questions.
that's fine, but I would still want the information
Right.
that okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Item 6, council discussion on the request for the Forest Park Ministers Association to use 803 Forest Parkway for a public forum. Background and history. The Forest Park Ministers Association has submitted a request to utilize 803 Forest Parkway on Friday, October 31st at 5 p.m. to host a community public forum. The purpose of the event is to provide an open platform for community members, faith leaders, and local officials to discuss current issues impacting residents and to promote collaboration among community organizations. The forum is intended to be nonpartisan and open to the public. The Forest Park Ministers Association will be responsible for coordinating event logistics, including setup, cleanup, and ensuring compliance with all facility use policies. No additional city staffing or resources are requested beyond standard facility access. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager. I do need to make a correction. After this put in, they moved it to the 24th because the 31st was Halloween. So to actually, if get approved, it'll actually happen this Friday night. And this is a forum to pretty much get the candidates to come in and speak to the community before the election on November the 4th.
Councilwoman James?
No questions.
Councilwoman Gunn?
No.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Oh, thank you, Minister Association for doing this.
Councilwoman Wells? And Councilman Mears?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right. The last item, discussion on the roles and responsibility of the interim city manager. And Councilwoman Gunn, since this was your request, did you want to provide any additional information before we open it up for discussion?
A couple of questions and more so directed to, our, city lawyer. If you could answer those. Is that good? Okay, so from my understanding, you guys just corrected me. I was told that I was interim city council. That means a temporary position that was in place to govern, sit, execute, blah, 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 until a permanent position or person, was in this seat.
So yes, but the term interim is not correct. So you were filling the unexpired term
Mhm.
of the prior council person.
Mhm.
So you're not interim, you stepped into the shoes of the council person.
Awesome, awesome. So now moving forward with understanding that part and giving me clarity. We chose, we all collectively came together as a diocese to, choose, interim Clemens as our city manager. Now, are there restrictions? Does she have all power and authority, to execute, make decisions,
So she has all power and authority of the office of the city manager. Although she's interim, it's just nomenclature. She's just it's temporary. But in all manner of fact, she is the city manager and can execute any duties of the city manager.
A- And with that being said, so if the interim city manager, one of the jobs, of course, is dealing with the budget, also, to oversee and execute and manage department heads. So if she or he sees fit for, um, a, work order or one of our, employees, more so our directors to come in and to fill in a position, she has that authority, right?
So it's different with employees and directors. So for the director's position, she would nominate, and then the mayor and council would confirm the nomination. But employees, yes, just a regular non-departmental director, the ability to hire and fire.
To provide clarity, because you're saying if she were to appoint a director, but that's not her question. She's asking if a director is appointed to do a specific job, she has the authority to do that.
Yes, because she supervises the directors.
Okay, and so my concern is being a resident here, and seeing, and I know we probably, like to blink twice and drop our heads with this, but moving forward with all of the projections and the projects that are, put, here in Forest Park, the things that we want to see executed, we've been saying, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And we have, our interim, manager has assigned one of our directors to oversee certain projects, that are on hand. So she has that right and authority to move forward with that. Of course, I understand she has to come and make sure we have full, understanding of what is being done. But she does walk in that authority to do that, right?
Correct. She's the chief administrative officer of the city and has the ability to make assignments and delegate different powers to the current directors.
All right, I just wanted to make sure, because what I don't want is, I just don't want any more stagnation, because I'm tired as a resident. I'm just, I'm tired as a resident. We keep saying what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, and now we're in a mode, there's, big major transitions that are taking place, but we do have capable people who are, working in this city who are able to do it, and we pay them good money to do what they do. They have the accolades, the resume, all the degrees, certifications, to do that. I can't do it, don't want to do it. And so with that being, said, I just wanted to know, were there any limitations? You told me no. In this position that she's in, she has full rights and authority. She understands that she has to come in to make sure that this diocese have understanding and clarity what is being done, from, week to week or month to month, the process in. That was my thing, I wanted to know. So I feel, very comfortable with, a lot of the decisions you have been making. I feel, very comfortable how you even, include everybody in. Whenever there's a situation that goes on, we all are on one scope of understanding, whether we agree with it or not. You've been doing an excellent job in doing that. In appointing for the projects that's coming up, it was implemented in, here, I forgot what week we did that, we will have, Director Matthews to oversee these projects. Sir, I'm just saying, do what you have given all these other cities and what I saw, give 110% to, Forest Park. I trust you and your team will come forward and make sure that, me as a resident, everybody that is a resident here, we move forward with these projects and all these stagnations just stop. So, thank you, Chief Clemens. Thank you, and thank you again.
Councilwoman James,
Thank you.
Councilman Gutierrez,
Atta girl, chief.
Councilwoman Wells.
Absolutely. So y'all know I'm transparent. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing, right? So, let's be for real about why this is even a discussion. And it's a discussion because it doesn't matter who sit here. And I love Chief. I think she's an amazing leader. She's an amazing leader, right? But whoever is in this seat, they're gonna get questioned. That people that care, some of us are just not yes people, and we just go along to get along. Some of us really want to know what's going on and why a decision is being made, and that's part of being a voice for the community. So some may feel how they feel, and that's okay. You can feel however you want to feel, and I may feel how I feel, right? So I feel like somebody that's under an investigation should not be given extra duties. Okay, that's my opinion. And that's being transparent to the residents because I only work for the residents. I ain't too much into what employees think. I'm not too much into a lot of things, right? I'm just gonna be transparent. So when I ask a question, Chief, when I send you an email and I ask a question, that means I'm concerned, right? And I'm concerned because other people are concerned, and that's my job. So don't feel any type of way. If there, no, I'm not saying you are. I'm just letting you know that I'm gonna ask questions.
I wanna add on to that.
Wait, hold on, let me get to Councilman Mears and then I'll
No,
come back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I too want
Three.
to, thank Ms. Clemens. She's stepped up. We've been fortunate from the last time since I've been here. We seem to have had a, rash of city managers, some good, some bad. We seem to have a problem getting one that we can keep. Good one. We got some issues that we gotta work out here on the council, as well as everywhere else, but I just want to tell Mr. Clemens that, you're doing a good job, and,
Absolutely.
I've always told her that she, for my 2 cents, can come to me if she has a problem, and we'll work it out together, or we'll work it out with the diocese. So we're doing all right till we get somebody that's willing to stick out the ball game. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gunn?
I just want to make sure, everybody understands, every ward here has a voice. We all have different personalities, different temperaments, and just because you might have a bullhorn, I might write mine in a letter. We all are not going to tackle the situation the same way, but I believe that all of my comrades up here have the same end result, to be a representative for every ward, to be a voice for every ward. I might color outside the lines. You might color inside the lines. We're still coloring a picture to a certain extent. And so with that being said, I love Forest Park just as hard as everybody else up here. Everybody up here. James, I don't know what you do for your ward too quick, but I know what I do for mine. Mears, I don't know what you do with yours, but I know what I do for mine. And with that being said, I'm doing it to the best of my ability. But one of the things I do, I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful for all of these personalities that are up here, that are out there. Because when we come together collectively, regardless whether we agree or disagree, it's about coming to the table. And Wells, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Ask the questions.
I am.
But it's not just about asking the questions, how you ask the questions.
Hey, you can't tell me how to ask a question.
I'm just telling you right now.
I asked her how
Okay, yes,
to ask a
ma'am.
question. Mean
Chief
girl,
Clemens has something she would like to say.
you sound crazy.
Greetings, Mayor and Council, members of the community. First of all, I just continue to want to say, I thank this governing body and the community for this opportunity. I believe I've done a great job as serving as the fire chief here over the last 5 years in the city and 4.5 years as your fire chief. And when Mr. Clark tendered his resignation, I prayed for this opportunity. I prayed before I decided on taking on this role and opportunity. And I wanted to do something positive to continue the city moving forward. And one thing I've always done, I've always been a great leader. I've always led with integrity. I've always communicated efficiently and effectively. I've always treated folks how I wanted to be treated. I've been in leadership professionally since 2004 when I was promoted as the first fire lieutenant. I promoted through every rank, chief, and then had this opportunity to serve as your fire chief. And I'm grateful for it. I'll continue to lead with integrity and being ethically sound and treating these directors like directors, because that's what they're hired to do, direct. I don't get in their way. We ask for effective communication, keep your departments going, and I'll continue to do that in this interim role until God says so. So thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, thank you. The work session is closed. Do you need a minute before we jump into the regular session, you, council? Need a second? No, we don't have executive session. Well, it's after 7. All right, so it is 7:11. And the regular session for mayor and council for October 20th is called to order. The invocation will be done by Dr. Beeler of Gateway Restoration. So all those who are able to stand, can you please do so and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let me just say this, guys, this will probably be my last time. Oh, yeah, my wife said this is the last time. But let me also say this, I've been here in Forest Park since the 80s. And I've seen a lot of managers come and go, a lot of mayors and a lot of other people come and go. But to me, this is a special opportunity for me to say this last prayer, because I want it to mean something. I want it to have some authority and some force behind it. So excuse me if I get just a little bit of sentimental here. Father, I come boldly to your throne of grace. Lord, I come in a new and living way, believing that you can do anything, Lord. Lord, I believe that you can cause this community to come together and realize that if there are 2 or 3 that agree, they can do almost anything. And Lord, I ask you to bless them, Lord, that they can break down these walls of conflict that they have, and there's animosity that I hear. And Lord, there's arrogance that sometimes come out, Lord. Lord, I call them null and void right now. And I rebuke those spirits right now in the name of Jesus. And Lord, I ask you to let a spirit of prosperity, Lord, let your river of love flow in this city, Lord. Not in just the ones that are in authority, Lord, but even to the lowest of us, Lord. Lord, I ask you to bless, Lord, because you can do this. You can bring about a change, Lord. And I know a change is needed. And Lord, and for this city to grow and prosper the way that it can. It has all the tools. It has all of the finances. It has all of the understanding and the wisdom. But Lord, they don't have cohesiveness. Let them come together. Break the walls that bind this place up. And let it break out, Lord, into the cities, into the streets, into the rivers and the roads. Lord, let it break out, Lord. And do what you've called each one of them to do. They're your servants, Lord, and you're not theirs. Lord, I ask you to bless them now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Beeler, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. That like gave me goosebumps and it touched my soul. And I know I'm not the only one up here with dry eyes and a humbled heart. Okay. Miss Randy, can we have our roll call, please?
Yes, one moment, please. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Butler, council members, interim city manager, Chief Clemens. This is the roll call for the regular session of October 20th, 2025. Mayor Butler,
Present.
Councilmember James.
Present.
Councilmember Gunn,
Here.
Councilmember Gutierrez,
Dr. Bill, I love you. Thank you for that. At present.
Councilmember Akins Wells,
Here.
Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Mayor Butler, you have a quorum.
All right. The agenda. Item 4, I'm gonna ask that we table that item. The recipient was unable to be present with us today. Outside of that, are there any other additions or deletions that the governing body would like to see for tonight's agenda? All right, not hearing anything. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda with the removal of item 4?
So moved.
Thank you. That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there a second?
I'll second, Randy.
And that was Councilwoman James. Is there any discussion? All right, Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn,
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez, Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the consent agenda. Is there anything that the governing body desires to add or delete from tonight's consent agenda? Thank you. No, okay, so is there a motion to adopt and approve tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. That was Councilman James.
My second.
Thank you. That was Councilman Mears. Any discussion, questions, comments? All right, Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James,
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn,
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez,
Yes.
Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, the minutes from October 6th. Has everyone had the opportunity to review the minutes? And if so, are there any changes to be recommended? All right. Is there a motion to approve and group said minutes together?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
My second.
That was Councilman Mears. Is there any discussion? All right, thank you. Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn,
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez, Councilmember Akins Wells,
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, public comments. Ms. Randy, you have the floor, please.
Yes, ma'am. Per section 2-1-7 Rules of Procedure and Decorum, comments will be limited to a total of 3 minutes per speaker. 21 minutes are allotted in total. Members of the public are not allowed to participate in any debate or discussion conducted by the governing body members. All public comments must be limited to matters on the agenda or over which the governing body has jurisdiction. Each person must maintain a decorous demeanor and refrain from personal attacks upon members of the governing body or employees, shouting and using obscene language. All questions and comments shall be directed to the presiding officer, and members of the governing body may respond to comments during their closing comments if they desire.
First is going to be Ms. Ellington.
Hello, council. Hello, neighbors.
Good evening.
I'm here to comment and thank my city.
Oh, Ms. Ellington, yeah.
I want to comment and thank my city. It's kind of hard to speak after that prayer. I'm here to thank the council and my city for hosting a nice event, Blues on the Main. It was very nice to see something like that event come to our city. I met a lot of people that came from other areas that saw our city in a different light for a change, patronize us to see how we can keep them safe and have fun, and see how our city government put on events, to see how our city government represents itself, to see how our police have fun, not to just think that our police are a certain way to give out tickets or any other way. They felt safe. They felt good. I couldn't believe I was in Forest Park, my own city, nearly 30 years to have such an event like that here. It was such a nice event. You did not have to worry about anything. The vendors was nice. I saw the council people up there letting loose. Miss James, you got down. Miss Gunn, everyone. I didn't know you could do all that, Miss James. Yeah, I saw you, but it was such a nice event, and everyone really felt good about us and said, "Oh my goodness, Forest Park." So I hope that they can feel this way again. We might not have a sit-down restaurant. We might not have the things that we're talking about, but I can surely tell you this event was one that you can commemorate on. It made me feel good and proud that someone wanted to come here and just have fun, and we can just feel safe here and watch how all of our city government officials, city park, our police, and everyone else have fun. And the food was something else. I know you guys enjoyed it too, because you got something different from me, and my mouth was watering. It was very nice. I truly hope we can continue to do things like that to bring more of that here so that someone can eyeball us and say, hey, I want to invest in Forest Park. The people here are nice, because you've heard it. We got potential here. We got it here. Fine department, smart people. We just got to get it together. I've been here 30 years. I ain't going nowhere. I want to see it happen too. I'm waiting. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Falami?
I give honor, no, I'm just kidding. But I do give honor to the angel of the house, Reverend, Dr. Beelan, you're gonna be truly in our hearts. And I recall when I first sit in this room just alone, and you encouraged me to keep coming and go get others. So I won't let you down. I stay on the battlefield. Thank you for that very, very, very anointed prayer, which is needed. Good evening, Council. How are you all? Great. We're having a wonderful time in Forest Park in October. We are celebrating breast cancer. We just opened up our STEM school. I am very excited about that. Also, last month was Senior Center Awareness for our county. And as a party to be nominated from the subcommittee of the ARC, Atlanta Regional Commission, I am now your new vice chair for the Asian and Independent Board, which means great things for Clayton County Forest Park. Saying that each year and each month, I carry a limousine full of seniors down so they can understand exactly what it looked like to leave Forest Park. I have to give my thanks to Ms. Ellis, who has a limo service, who helped me get the seniors down, and they really enjoy. They be able to go to the food court. They get to see meetings that are ran different, but on point and out. We have to look for growth. You know, sometimes, let me use myself for an example. This year, I didn't coach basketball. It's nothing that Coach Smithwell or anyone done. I just know my plate, and I didn't want to overcrowd my plate. So I stepped aside. It's okay sometimes just to step down and let someone else do the job. And I'm saying that to be positive. sometimes jobs and places and organizations can become overwhelming until you can't hear anymore. So when you lose sound, that's a sign for you to sit down. In order for us to work in a transparent way, we have to be able to communicate and listen, learn, and everything is a process. You know, I can come tell Councilman do this and it's still a process. I can say mayor do this, it's still a process. Nothing run off your time. It's not about you. It's about the collaboration of the people. And I want to also bring the awareness of the domestic violence we had here. All these good things was going on. The Minister Association had a legacy award this weekend. All these great things are going on. Chief for the PD, he's a boss. All these great things. All these ladies and gentlemen over here, they boss and get and thank you. Y'all enjoy yourself. I'm going home.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell? Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My concern, I have a concern, and that's about the data center that's coming. I'm concerned about everything going up. Water, noise. I'm just kind of concerned and a little bit nervous about it. I don't know how everybody feel about it. I mean, they may be happy and gay and all that about it, but I'm not so certain about it. Could you all tell me anything that soothe my mind as to how it's gonna be beneficiary to the residents as far as electricity, water, whatever else is gonna come with that? That's the only two things that I kind of heard about. My next question is the millage rate. How much more will it be going up? Because our millage rate in Forest Park has always been the highest in the counties, you know, surrounding. So I had it. Those are my two questions, and I do want to add that on Thursdays, I think we have 2 or 3 more Thursdays at the Forest Park Library where we are teaching cursive writing to the kids. And we've been successful with that. The parents come, they bring the kids, and the youth instructor and myself, right now, it's just the two of us. I just wanted to put that out there. So if, anybody have small kids, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what size. So giving back to the community. Thank you all. I hope you all have a good night. It was good seeing everybody. The prayer was great. Mr. Mears, glad to see you back and feeling okay.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. City Manager's report.
All right. Let's get it on the. All right, thank you, Madam Mayor, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to share the September 2025 City Manager's report. We'll go ahead and start with the legislative office, once we get it on the screen. The legislative corner serves as a spotlight on active engagement and community leadership of the mayor and city council. Councilwoman James continues to host her Ward 1 meetings to allow transparent and relevant updates to the Ward 1 and the community. She attended the 5K run and walk, always participating in these city events. Thank you, Councilwoman James. Councilwoman Gunn participated, took the seniors out for National Senior Citizens Month, which they celebrated at Golden Corral. She also hosted her very first Forest Park Day. I thought that was an awesome opportunity to gather the community to learn about everything that police and fire and public safety is doing, show off all of our tools and toys. I thought that was an excellent event. I would like to highlight Councilmember Gutierrez, and I have to read this, team. I'm not sure if everybody is aware. Galileo Institute for Leadership Alumni Making Waves. We want to shout out to these amazing GIL alumni leaders who have gone above and beyond. The Galileo Institute for Leadership is designed to create leaders who think outside the box to solve current issues. We strive to have participants who will utilize their leadership training to make a meaningful impact within their communities or work areas. So Councilmember Gutierrez was recognized as one of the 50 most influential Latinos in Georgia. You don't know, I be checking out LinkedIn. Councilwoman Wells continues to host her community closets and her Fun Fridays, always an exciting event. Councilwoman Mears had the very last code compliance block. I'm sorry?
Councilman, man.
What did I say?
Woman.
Council member.
What did I say?
I apologize, Councilmember Mears, thank you for the correction. I apologize. Hey, I've been celebrating young girls all week, so I apologize. Thanks to Councilmember Mears, hosted the very last code compliance block party. It was an excellent event. The community came out, had a great time. Thank you to the code compliance team for implementing that event. You can see some of the snapshots of all the events that the council members attended. All right, moving on to our operational excellence with our chief of staff. Our chief of staff continues to exemplify operational excellence through effective program management, operational efficiency, and stakeholder engagement. I would like to thank the chief of staff for, continuing to move on behalf of the city manager, making recommendations and supporting the city manager or the interim city manager in responding to the needs of this community. So thank you. The clerk's office continues to play a vital role in supporting transparency, public access, and legislative operations. For the month of September, there were a total of 202 open records requests, with 170 of those completed. And from the clerk's office, you want to remind everybody that early voting for the general election had begun on October 14th through October 31st. The Code Compliance Division remains actively engaged in promoting community standards and maintaining the overall quality of life throughout the city through proactive inspections, community outreach, and collaborative partnerships, adherence to ordinances while emphasizing education with professionalism. Code Compliance Office had filtered 385 cases, which 368 of those were resolved. So thank you to the Code Compliance team. The Economic Development Department continues to advance initiatives that strengthen Forest Park business climate, attracting new investment, and supporting local entrepreneurs. These actions reinforce the city's commitment to fostering an environment where businesses can thrive, jobs can grow, and residents can benefit from a vibrant and diverse local community. So thank you to Director Dennis and her team for the work that they do on behalf of Forest Park. Under the leadership of Director Wiggins, the Finance Department continues to uphold the city's commitment to fiscal responsibility, transparency, and fiscal management. These actions are done through budget review, audit preparation, as you got a brief or highlight of that earlier on, preparation for procurement oversight and revenue monitoring to provide safeguards to the city's financial health and reinforce public trust in the management of municipal resources. Thank you to the finance team for all that they do. The fire department, under yours truly and Chief May out there in the back, and I'll see Halcom here tonight. I would like to highlight our employees. We have Carol Drake and Brenton Lee, who had achieved their National Registered Paramedics certification. We know that we are in need of paramedics, so kudos to them for going above and beyond, taking the initiative to get that done. We have Heaven Fagan, who achieved her National AEMT certification. So kudos to the members of the Forest Park Fire Department family. The Human Resources Department, under the leadership of Director Brown, remains dedicated to fostering a supportive and equitable culture across all city departments with continued focus on recruitment, employee relations, and professional development. HR plays a vital role in strengthening organizations' capacity and service delivery. Thank you, Director Brown and Human Resources, for all that you do. The Information Technology Department continues to advance the city's digital transformation efforts by enhancing system reliability, cybersecurity, and user support across all departments. This month, the IT department kicked off the server refresh project. New servers will be deployed in the weeks to come, consolidating to one data center for migration to the new city hall. They filtered 100% of the high priority critical tickets that were opened during the month of September. Kudos to Director Cox and his team. Through coordinated scheduling, case management, and community outreach, the court ensures that proceedings are handled with fairness, timeliness, and integrity. Municipal court's continued commitment to professionalism, accountability, and accessibility reflects the city's dedication to maintaining public confidence in its judicial process. This month, the in-house probation contract with Insight Consulting Group has been thoroughly reviewed, mutually agreed upon, and officially signed. Thank you to Director Dorothy Roper Jackson and the Municipal Courts team. The Planning and Zoning Department play a critical role in guiding responsible growth and ensuring that development aligns with the city's long-term vision. Reviewing processes, zone compliance, and active engagement with developers, residents, and community partners, the department supports balanced and sustainable land use. Thank you to Director Dozier and her team for all that they do in the Planning and Community Development Department. The Police Department remains steadfast in its commitment to public safety, community engagement, and proactive policing under the leadership of Superman Chief Brandon Criss, and through strategic enforcement initiatives, the department continues to foster trust, transparency, and collaboration between officers and residents. If you're looking at the chart under field operations, they filtered 1,408 traffic stops. On the special operations, they had a number of 973 traffic stops. And E911 for the month of September, they filtered 1,671 calls. Thank you, Chief Criss and Police Department, for all that you do. Our dynamic press secretary and public information officer continues to serve as the central hub for communication, transparency, and public engagement on behalf of the city. Through consistent messaging, media coordination, and community outreach, the PIO office ensures that residents, businesses, and stakeholders remain informed and connected to city operations, initiatives, and events. Some of their top social posts for the month of September were kicking off and honoring National Hispanic Heritage Month with a special proclamation recognizing the rich culture, contributions, and vibrant legacy of our Hispanic and Latino communities. Also, the official promotion of Robert Chanel in the fire department to a fire lieutenant, and the Yard of the Quarter. The residents of 5213 Austin Place received Yard of the Quarter. Those were the top social posts from the PIO's office for the month of September. Job well done. Under the leadership of Director Matthews, Public Works continues to demonstrate excellence in maintaining the city's infrastructure and ensuring essential services are delivered efficiently and reliably. Engagement efforts include infrastructure maintenance, facility and fleet management, improvement initiative, and community response. Thank you, Director Matthews. I see Deputy Director Nigel Whitley in the back for all that you all do for this city in the Public Works Department. And last but not least, the Recreation and Leisure Services Department commitment to inclusive programming, customer service, and community engagement continues to enhance Forest Park reputation as a vibrant and connected city. I would like to highlight and thank you to kudos to Director Maxwell and his team for all that they do with the residents, our seniors, and our youth in the city of Forest Park. Job well done. Madam Mayor, Council, Committee, that concludes the September 2025 City Manager's Report.
Thank you very much, ma'am. All right, so we do have a proclamation for the East Georgia Cancer Coalition. So, governing body and chief, can you come down front with me, please?
Testing. Testing 1, 2. You got me, Bishop. Can I hug you? I don't got to get up. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, my. All right, so the proclamation is the okay. Focus. The proclamation is as follows. The East Georgia Cancer Coalition. Whereas the East Georgia Cancer Coalition, located at 315 Riverbend Road in Athens, Georgia, was established in 2003 as a regional coalition of excellence through an initiative by Governor Roy Barnes in 2001. And whereas the coalition has served the community for 22 years as a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to cancer prevention, education, screenings, healthcare system navigation, survivor and family support, and dissemination of information on the latest cancer research discoveries. And whereas, under the leadership of Chief Executive Officer Smitha, that's not Sylvia, Ahmad, who oversees daily operations, directs programs, and fosters vital partnerships, the coalition has consistently advanced its mission to raise awareness, provide health education, prevent and detect cancer, support patients and families, and prepare future leaders for the workforce. And whereas the vision of the coalition is a region in which there are no deaths from cancer due to the lack of education, early detection, appropriate treatment, or access to research discoveries. And whereas the East Georgia Cancer Coalition collaborates with prominent organizations and advisory groups, including the Georgia Cancer Control Consortium Steering Team, Emory Winship Cancer Institute Community Advisory Board, Georgia Cancer Registry Advisory Council, and the American Cancer Society Prostate Cancer Roundtable, among others, demonstrating its integral role in statewide cancer prevention and treatment efforts. And whereas the coalition has made significant contributions to the city of Forest Park by supporting individuals and families facing cancer, providing resources and guidance to overcome barriers to care, and empowering residents through education on prevention, self-exams, mammograms, and healthy lifestyle habits. And whereas at community events, including the annual Pink Panther Walk for Breast Cancer, the coalition has shared wellness resources, healthy recipes, and exercise guides, strengthening the health and resilience of the Forest Park community. Now therefore, be it proclaimed, the Forest Park governing body does hereby recognize and commend the East Georgia Cancer Coalition for its outstanding service, dedication, and unwavering commitment to fight against cancer, and extend our most profound appreciation for its contributions to the health and well-being of our residents.
Yeah.
Oh, they're here. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. We gotta wait for it. Yeah, we're gonna wait from here.
Yes, please.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for trusting me to come into your community to work with your community members because when it's an organization that not everyone is familiar with, you're not always accepted into the community. But we've been working hard to come here on a regular basis. We've been having great conversations with these individuals. I am a breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed when I was 31 years old. My mom was diagnosed at 47. Being women of color, we experienced a lot of barriers. And those are barriers that we are working to ensure other people don't have to face. So I just want to say thank you so much. This really means a lot.
Sorry, you gotta pick that off. We were all supposed to wear pink, by the way. Where's the pink? Thank you for your work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, how do you pronounce her name? Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break.
Now you do it.
so much. Up next, we have our financial report by our Finance Director, Mr. Wiggins.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Interim City Manager. Next slide. This is the general fund September summary by category. This is for the September 2025. This is ending 9/30/2025. This particular graph here shows the revenues are budgeted at 43,034,857. Our monthly take-in is 1,729,885. The year-to-date actuals for the period ending in September 2025 is $3,594,273. The expenses for the budget are budgeted at 43 million, also 34,857. The monthly spending was 3,360,602. The year-to-date actual expenses is 11,226. Next slide. This is the general fund by department, which gives you the budget to actual monthly spending and the percentage of the budget being used. Right now, we have a total of a budget being used for all the departments as a total is 26%. Next slide. Last slide, this is all the other funds that we have that we manage. This is for the September summary table. We have our confiscated funds. We have our capital funds, hotel motel tax. We also have splash funds, sanitation, and also have two of our city authority funds on there. This just gives you a table of far as revenue and expenditures budget-wise, as well as we are actual. Next slide. And that's pretty much the expenditure financial report for September 2025.
Thank you very much. Any
Mhm.
questions, Councilwoman James? Councilwoman Gunn? Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells? And Councilman Mears?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. Consent agenda. All right, council discussion. Council approval of a budget amendment for fiscal year 24-25 year-end final amendment, budget amendment and/or transfer from to the executive office and budget revenue adjustment for our municipal courts. Is there a motion to approve said transfers?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells, a second by Councilwoman James. Is there any discussion? Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James. Yes. Councilmember Gunn.
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez. Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Council discussion on the information technology hardware surplus. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So, Madam Mayor, I
Yes,
make a
ma'am.
motion that we approve the items that need to be recycled or thrown away, that we approve that.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
the resolution, if you want to adopt the resolution, it approves the declaration of the surplus and then also authorizes the sale of the existing phones doing the buyback program.
Okay, so move on what she just said.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. That was Councilwoman Gunn. Is there any discussion? Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn.
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Yes.
Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes.
All right, Attorney McCarty, item 9, since that item had been resolved, is there something that we need to vote on now? Can we table this until the need comes up?
Yeah, there's nothing that needs to be voted on. I think that the planning department did want to introduce a new employee instead. At the next meeting, okay, never mind.
Okay, thank you. All right, so item 10, council discussion to enter into a contract with B and W Mechanical Contractors, Inc. and J2 Connect, Inc. for on-call plumbing repairs and maintenance services.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Gunn, is there any discussion? All right, Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn.
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez. Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Council approval on the request from the Forest Park Ministers Association to use 803 Forest Parkway for a public forum. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilman Mears. Is there any discussion? All right, Ms. Randy, please.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Gunn.
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez. Councilmember Akins Wells.
Yes.
Councilmember Mears.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Closing comments, Councilwoman James,
Can you go to Councilwoman Gunn?
Councilwoman Gunn, to start.
Thank you guys for coming out and, giving your time, being concerned for this city and for, your well-being. The young lady that asked for an assurance of all the possibilities of everything that's coming down the line when it comes to the, what is the center? Data center, that is, 5 years in the making. And I would say you guys do not get your, tail feather up in the air. There is technology that's coming, there's no telling what could change within the next 4 to 5 years to enhance and make these data centers better. But one of the things we did do, we had a forum here and we opened it up and we made sure we were transparent. We made sure you had the, time to ask those questions. Also, I want the city to also know that we have resources that are available here in our city. And, I would say sometimes we got to eat humble pie. We have 2 great organizations here that run food pantry. One of them is Gateway Restoration that is overseen by Dr. Leon himself that feeds over 400 people within a month time. We also have The Rock of Forest Park. They do phenomenal things for this community outside of just feeding them. So we have resources. We also have Clayton County Community Service Authority. And she was addressing what's going to happen if I need assistance with utilities. We have we still have federal funding. We still have state, and we have those persons who give local fundings for these organizations to still be in position to help and assist us. And I want us to understand, we also have Elevate, which is a workforce resource center. And there was one thing I saw at the bottom, there were 5 areas that Elevate target. And one of them has where they assist and giving you an understanding and clarity about housing and direct you to those resources. It doesn't just have you coming there writing resumes and prayerfully obtaining and connecting to different job centers. But there's so much that we have here. And I want you guys to put your minds and your hearts at rest because we're going to have to get back to that system where we're able to knock on the doors of our neighbor and ask for some bread or ask for some sugar. And you know, sometimes some things need to be taken away because we walked away from being a community. We talk community, but to commune is something totally different. So I want you guys not to be discouraged. Don't allow fear to overtake you. This city is strong. We're one Forest Park. We're here to serve. And there are so many different platforms that are ready and the doors are open. You guys stay encouraged and have an amazing, awesome night.
Yes, thank you everybody again for coming tonight. It's always a pleasure to see everybody, especially coming together for a common cause in the pink. Y'all look nice in the pink. This shirt doesn't look good on me, but I bought it for this event. I probably won't wear it again until next year. To the gentleman with the Alabama hat, I don't know about all that, man. You could let that outside. But other than that, thank you all to our city employees. You all make us really look good. And again, just to reemphasize, going around and seeing what others are doing, I think it makes me proud to serve Forest Park. And, you know, Dr. Billy, thank you so much. That was very touching and very much needed. I will also say that, you know, healthy conflict is okay. We all can't just agree on everything. And like my colleague said here, we all see things from a different lens. I, you know, work in education, so sometimes I might see more of the needs that our youth have or our families that come into our schools than somebody who works maybe with people who are being reinstated into the system or, you know, have, you know, different backgrounds that have been incarcerated. Those people might see those things. So I think as long as we respect each other and it's okay to disagree. I think at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for Forest Park, and you know we're doing the best we can. I know I am. So, thank you again for coming out. Thank you for sharing the story of the lady we recognized with the Cancer Coalition of being a survivor. She taught me this. She told me that men get breast cancer also. So at the first of the month, touch yourself is her message. So you got to do a rotational touch around. And I say this, you know, it's preventable. The earlier you catch it, the more chances you have of surviving. So it's really a big thing, and I really have just learned a lot from her coming to our events. And you know, just witnessing that is really hard. So that the you know really encourage people. She has her posts on her page, and she says that on the first, touch yourself. So she has the little diaphragm, and you do it. So. Anyway, thank you all for coming out. Glad you're back, Mears. We miss you, bud.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wells. Yes, that's where you are. Miss. First, I want to, oh, she's still here. Thank you, Christine, for speaking so highly of our community. And although you felt like you weren't in it, it's ours. But I want to give a shout out to Director Dennis because I did receive some phone calls. Like I wasn't able to make it, but I know how it was last year, so I'm sure it was bigger and better. But I just want to give you and your team kudos because again, things like that weren't happening in Forest Park when I was coming up. So I just appreciate you putting your hearts and soul into our community and bringing residents from all over. I seen the councilman of Jonesboro there. I was like, Jonesboro's in the house. But that's good to see. That's really good to see. So thank you so much for that. Fun Friday was amazing. This weekend, on the this Friday coming up, we'll have karaoke in the park. So Mayor, make sure you come out there and it's karaoke. So that means karaoke, right? So you don't have to know how to sing, but it's being sponsored by Mr. Jones Entertainment, and he just wanted to bring the community together before it got cold. So you all come out to karaoke, and I want to thank Miss Gwen Ellison for sponsoring, being a sponsor for Fun Friday, the last Fun Friday. We really, really appreciate that. Anything that someone does and they don't have to do, I like to recognize that. So I appreciate you and your staff at Hope Funeral Homes for so much for your sponsorship. And also, I just want to let the people know how valuable your vote is. And I'll kind of reiterate what Councilman Gutierrez said. Everyone won't have the same voice. We're all different. The residents chose us because of our differences. They chose us to select their ward. So I will say, I'm actually not here to be liked. I'm here to be transparent and do the job of the residents. Some people like it, some people don't, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, just like I'm entitled to mine, but I will continue to do the job that I have done, be a voice for all of the people of Forest Park. And I've gotten better with responding to everything. So certain stuff I won't respond to. I'll just say thank you all for being here. Y'all have a good week. May God bless you.
Councilman Mears?
I also want to thank everybody. I apologize for being a little tardy. I thought I had a good parking place at the ribbon cutting over to middle school, but somebody had a better idea and they blocked me. So, you know, you have to work with that. But I appreciate everybody coming, and you got to realize that you've got all these different minds up here, and we're all trying to coagulate. Is that the word, huh? Anyway, together and try to do the best job that we can for the city. And I just appreciate y'all coming here. But I got a little comment I want to make. if y'all, when the meeting's over, y'all need to come up and look behind the diocese here. They've got it all set up with, speakers and cameras and, things right here. I feel like I'm flying an airplane. It's a little tough for me right now, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, but just bear with us.
Councilwoman James.
Yes, so I had to put my stuff together, Mayor. I want to first give a shout out to the Forest Park Ministers Association. They had their Living Legends Award and they did honor some of the folks in Forest Park. They honored me. Thank you very much. They also had an honorable mention of Councilman Gutierrez. Also, our public safety award went to Chief Chris. He's not here. Oh, anyway. So yeah, there's some pictures. Oh, and then there's the Blues on Main. Had to have that come out. But that's some the pictures from the awards banquet. Thank you so much for that. I also want to give a big shout out to Director Brown and the health fair that was done for the employees. It was such a honor to be able to have these resources for our employees. And I hope that we can continue to keep doing things like this. I really want our employees to take advantage of it and really get our directors to get their employees to that. They had Jet Dental, which did some teeth cleaning. They had the angio screening. I think I said that right. Massage. They had Quest Diagnostics. The varsity had food. So when we have these opportunities that we've set aside for the employees, please, because I know sometimes when you work for a job, you can't necessarily go and get these things done. But if you have a employer that will allow you to do it while you're on the job, I mean, please take advantage of it. So please continue to take advantage of that. And also, the Scarecrow contest, I want to give a big shout out for that. I understand we have a winner. Chief didn't mention who the winner was. I think it's Public Works that got first place and Fire got second place. Second place went to City Hall got second place. So if y'all didn't get a chance, go out there and see the decorations of the scarecrows on the lawn out there. Looks great. Great job. Someone already said it, but the Blues on Main, thank you so much, Director Dennis, for that, and the Downtown Development Authority for that. Also want to give a shout out to Steve Bernard and Mr. White. They were able to help me sponsor 2 of the tables at the Forest Park Ministers Association Gala. So thank you for that. Councilwoman Wells already mentioned this, but this is the second week of early voting, so make sure you get out to vote. And then we also was able to attend the Forest Park Middle School groundbreaking. Oh my God, that is going to be a beautiful school. We didn't get a chance to tour it because we had to come back here. That's why we were kind of late, but I'm gonna try to tour it. The kids go back tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to tour it sometime. But it's a beautiful 3-story building. You guys please go and look at the wonderful thing that is happening in the city of Forest Park. And that's all I have.
I just real quick, I work at the middle school, so if you all want a special tour, just let me know. Anybody reach out, this is our school, it's in our community, so please come out and see where our students are learning now. It's beautiful. So I'll give you a personal tour, Council.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. And I do echo the sentiments of my colleagues and Mrs. Dennis and Miss Clay. Yes, the Blues on Main was epic as always. And so thank you all once again for all of your work that you poured into that event. And I think I am going to take Councilwoman Wells up on her invitation to bless everyone with my voice. I am good at many, many, many things, and singing is not one of them, but I'm going to have fun while doing it. And so this Saturday is Paultober, and that is an event. If you have a fur baby, please bring him or her out where they dress up in costumes. And Councilwoman Gunn, you're gonna be one of the judges, so you must be there. But it's so much fun. It's our second Paul Tober event, and we had a lot of fun last year. And so I just look forward to seeing everybody there. Is that it? Okay. All right. And so we. Yes, ma'am.
There's one thing that was announced at the ward meeting, and Director Dozier, you can say what it is. Or Director Dennis, whoever wants to say it, but it's exciting. I want everybody to hear, but you heard it first at the ward meeting, so you have to come to the ward meeting. But go ahead.
Okay, good evening. The announcement was that the city of Forest Park has been selected to participate in the GIC program. So we were awarded that. So
You have to tell everybody what Get Me.
the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. And so our housing committee, the one that we put together, will now be able to participate and work with them in terms of developing some great housing opportunities and housing codes for the city of Forest Park.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we do have executive session. And so is there a motion to recess and enter into executive session for personnel, litigation, real estate, and or legal matters?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells, their second. That was Councilwoman Gunn. Any discussion? All right, thank you. adjourn the
yeah.
executive session and reconvene to our regular meeting.
So moved.
All right, that was Councilwoman James for the second, and that was Councilwoman Gunn. All in favor? All right, meeting adjourned. Bye.